And I found school very painful. And I played hooky a lot. I found it painful because the teacher used to say, sometimes he'd say, "You're wrong," if I didn't spell something right. He'd say, "You're wrong," but she didn't tell me anything. Those words did not instruct me. Then I was always interested in aviation as a kid. I can only further my interest by going to the library. I couldn't understand how they can fly over this thin substance, a heavy airplane. So I asked my parents how the airplanes do that. They didn't know. And then we went to Philadelphia to stay with some relatives. And I told my relatives I've never seen an airplane. I'd like to see one. They were young, the children. And they took me to an airport. And the hangar was closed. And they lifted me up and all I can see is a silhouette of an airplane. They had to lift me up. And they took me there every Saturday for about 6 Saturdays. The hangar was closed. It was never open. So they asked about it. They said, "Oh, they closed during the summer." So I never saw an airplane. Okay. But I still wanted to see an airplane. So I walked down a road. I asked a lot of people, "Where is the nearest airport?" I walked for hours down the road because I could see the planes coming in for landing. So I knew I'll get to see an airplane. But then Jamaica Bay was between me and the airport. And it was painful, you know. I had to go all the way back. And I said, how can I get to an airport without any rivers being in the way or anything? So somebody said, there's an old airport called Barren Island Airport. You ever hear of Barren Island? Well, that's what it was, a barren island. I walked a cobblestone road. Flatbush Avenue ends in a cobblestone road. And I walked that road for 3 miles. And there was an airplane, a Jenny. And I was looking at it. Jenny is the training plane of World War I. You can buy them for $50, crated, brand new. And you can buy a brand new airplane propeller from a guy named Carl Ort for $1. He sent it packaged brand new. That's when I met Jacque Catron. Anyway, at the airport, I was looking at the airplane in the hangar. And the guy walked up and says, "Outside the hangar." You know, to the kid, because kids could do some damage maybe. So I told the guy, his name was Paul Rizzo. I told him all these years I wanted to see an airplane. So then he got a lump in his throat. He picked me up, put me in the cockpit. He said, "Would you like to go up?" I said, "Yeah, I would." So he flew around. It was $25 for people for just a flight around the airport and land. And then in those days, $25 was like $200. And anyway, I came back and I cleaned his airplane, you know, and every Saturday I worked and he took me up when he had a chance. Then one day he said to me, "You can hold the controls." It was a stick, a joystick and a pedal and a throttle. And all I remember is banking and turning around a Jenny. It was a twin engine, twin wing biplane with cross wiring. In those days they had wing walkers. People used to walk on the wings on Saturday afternoon.
You ran into Paul Rizzo again later in life.
Yes, I ran into Paul Rizzo in Florida about 40 years later. And it was a club called the OX5 Club. That's the old Jenny engine, the old-time pilots. And I was telling them about Paul Rizzo. And they said, "You know, he's a member of this club." So I went to one meeting and I met him. And he came out. Did he come out here?
Yeah, with his wife.
Yeah, he used to wear leggings and the hat with flaps on it and goggles. You know, the old aviator. He said he used to smuggle alcohol to live during the Depression. You know, the alcohol was smuggled by airplane. They were very difficult to detect because not many people owned an airplane. Anyway, I got to see Paul Rizzo again. Of course, he didn't remember when I was a kid. I talked to him, I didn't remember that. And then I think it was during the Depression years, I went to Roosevelt Field, Long Island, and there was a guy that had an airplane. He spoke with a German accent. His name was Ernst Udet. He was the ace of World War One. And as I remember, according to the books, he shot down 71 planes. And I figured, how can a guy shoot down 71 planes? He can shoot down 4 or 5, and then he gets shot down. So, but 71 was a high number. So I said, is it true that you shot down 70? He said, yes. I said, how did you do that as a kid? He said, I would fly above the squadrons, that's the way he spoke. And I would look for the rookies that couldn't maneuver too well, and I pick them off. So I understood how you could shoot down 71 planes. Same with Eddie Rickenback. I never met him, but he has a high score. They did the same thing. So to me, first they were heroes, then they became savages, murderers, assassins.